I'm the wine.
And hi, I'm the rum.
We're an expat couple from Austria.
And Barbados.
We've been living in Ireland for about 3.5 years now, and on this channel we do videos about what it's like to live in Ireland, be expats, and be a multicultural couple from Austria and Barbados.
Yep, we'll teach you all about how to adapt to living in Ireland and, be good little expats. If any of that sounds interesting to you, please do subscribe, hit the notification bell, like button, all that sort of stuff. And now, let's get started.
So today we're going to talk about a very current topic, and no, we're not talking about any viruses. We're talking about Easter. This is a fun video, okay? So what we want to do in this video is to compare Easter traditions and how we grew up celebrating Easter in Austria versus in Barbados. Because we realized there are actually quite a lot of differences. So in Austria, Easter is a huge deal. Any reason to eat a lot of food is, but Easter especially. What about Barbados?
Yeah, it's a big deal in Barbados too, but I don't think to the levels that Austria takes it. It's a lot more of a religious holiday, but of course you've got your fun little festivals also interspersed as well. Naturally, there is some activity leading up to the actual Easter celebration. So during Holy Week, which starts with Palm Sunday, what you will definitely see all about the country are lots of people with palms. We're talking about the church services that are going to happen. There's usually processions throughout some of the streets. So one of the things I remember from church is that besides you'll have your actual palm that you can wave around, you can also get it kind of like crafted into a cool little cross as well. So this used to happen. It's all different Christian denominations that will do this. It'll appear on the evening news as well, because this is current event. This is what's happening. Easter parades. Sorry, Palm Sunday parades. But that'll be how the start of it would be, and people would definitely be starting to think about how they should be preparing. Also, schools, if they haven't closed, would have started to close as well during this week. So you definitely have some of the younger school kids getting involved in the excitement of having holiday and helping their parents and family start to prepare for the celebration as well.
So in Austria, kids would already be on holiday as well, although I don't think they'd be too involved in preparing for Easter other than maybe putting up some Easter decorations around the house.
They're not cleaning?
No, that's just the Caribbean thing. I don't think Austrian children have to clean as much as Caribbean kids do, to be honest. So we don't exactly have palm trees because of the climate and reasons. So what we use instead is a type of willow, which according to Wikipedia is also called a goat willow. I don't know, don't ask me. It's basically like twigs at that point with fuzzy little knobs on it. I don't know who was like, yeah, that looks like a palm tree. But that's what we cut off of trees and bushes, things, and carry that to church to be blessed and pretend it's palm waves, because we don't have actual palm leaves to wave around. So the next topic we're going to talk about is superstitions. I didn't know there were so many Easter superstitions, but they sound fun. So I realized one thing that's not universal that people in Austria do is on the Thursday before Easter, which is the Holy Thursday.
Holy Thursday, Maundy Thursday.
Yeah, it's
whatever
called
names.
Green Thursday in Austria. So since we're obsessed with food, I guess it makes sense that you would be eating green food. So the superstition is that on Green Thursday you should be eating green food. So I have lots of childhood memories of being forced to eat spinach while really not liking spinach. And that's all I have to say about Green Thursday. What about Barbados? What crazy stuff?
On the other hand, yeah, we don't have any day that we're eating green stuff, thank goodness, because that sounds like a nightmare for vegetable. Either that or you just dye all the food green. It's like, hi, can I have some green macaroni pie, Mom? That's the only way it would have worked.
That would have been more creative than just eating spinach.
Yeah, but the food dies. Anyways, on to superstitions. Now, one of the craziest superstitions I can actually remember is on Good Friday, do not go bathing in the beach. As you would say in Barbados, the beach ain't got no backyard. And for some reason, on Good Friday, there's a greater chance of you being swept up to sea or drowning on Good Friday. I don't know where the statistics came from, I don't know if it is true, but I can bet you that no one was willing to find out. So we did not. Another thing that I remember hearing but can't remember the full details were about something about a tree, and that if you scratch it or hit it at a certain time, I think around midday or something like that, they will actually bleed. I never learned the name of the tree or what you actually would need to do, but yeah, this is one of those things where you're like, I'll keep that nice superstition over there, know about it and not actually try it. Because, you know, if it actually happens, like, what am I going to do? Run for the hills? It's a small country, not that far to run to.
And not that many hills. Sorry, as the Austrian with mountains, I had to say that.
It's true.
So another strange Austrian Easter tradition that I didn't realize was strange until I started explaining it to Sam, and I was like, right, this is not a thing people do in other places, is that, so I don't know if that's universal, that from Holy Thursday till the Saturday before Easter, the church bells fly to Rome, so they don't ring out. So what they do in Austria and some other parts of, I think, Germany, is that kids go around with these Ratschen, which are instruments that make a lot of noise during certain times, and they recite sort of poems that are kind of like calls to prayer to remind you that this is when the church bells would ring. And basically, if you're at home, you just hear like the of them coming closer, and then just yelling out the poem, and then it continues with the as they go past. That's just Easter.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. For the longest time, I thought you actually meant like noisemakers. You know,
they're different types. So I looked it up in Wikipedia. So in other parts of Austria, they use like sort of handheld ones, but in my region, they have ones that you kind of push in front of you.
Okay.
And they make noise that way, and because they're bigger, you can decorate them a lot more. See,
we're all learning stuff here.
So yeah, apparently it's a UNESCO something heritage. Now I never questioned why people that are doing it. I was just like hearing that noise, and I was like, oh yeah, that's the Ratschenkinder, and I'm like, I never questioned it. It was just part of Easter.
As for Easter activities involving kids, well, there's kite flying. Lots and lots of kite flying. You see, this is how it sets up. From about Ash Wednesday or something like that in the month, you would hear an unfamiliar buzzing in the night. No, it is not a mosquito. Those we can deal with more easily. This would be a special sort of kite. There's a picture going to appear on screen that you can see what the kite looks like. But at the part of the bottom, I think there's something called a bull or something like that, where it's this sort of harder paper or something like that, which when the wind hits it, produces this buzzing sound. So what kids would do is to have their little kites with their noisiest buzz they can possibly make and leave them up, flying out night. So you can get home from a long day of school or work and you're hearing this boo, boo, especially when the winds are high and it's an island. As Julia rightly pointed out, there's not that many mountains or hills to actually break the wind, so this can stay up there for days on end until somebody who's just had about enough finds the kite, cuts it, and then we need to hear the jingle on our TV about don't fly kites near power lines.
Let us know in the comments what noisy Easter traditions you have. Apparently this is a theme. So the next question is, of course, what do we do on actual Easter, like on Easter Sunday? So in Austria it's usually a big family day, the whole family comes together and does the favorite thing that Austrians love to do, eat a lot of food. So there's a huge Easter spread, the kids also get presents, but they have to look for them. So usually the Easter bunny would hide them around the house or around the garden if you have one, and they have to look for the little Easter nests and Easter baskets. If they're lucky, there might also be a grandma who snuck in an Easter lamb, and I don't mean like a live one or a meat one, but like a dessert one. Like, they're a huge deal. Like, usually a family has a very old tin that it gets baked in, and that gets inherited from generation to generation. So if you're lucky, you also get one of those. And during your huge Easter feast, there's usually also a lot of eggs involved, and you play a game called Eierbecken, where you kind of hit eggs against each other, and whoever egg breaks first loses and the other person wins. And
sounds like such a mess.
you get to eat a lot of eggs. What's it like in Barbados?
Well, much less eggs. There's very little Easter bunny-ness hopping all over the place. But I remember there used to be, I don't know if it still happens, like a kid's Easter bonnet, I think, parade. Yeah, you get these little kids and you march them up in a line. And they're like having their little baskets and eggs, etc. like that. I guess it was cute. I would never got involved. I was a bit too old by the time I really saw footage of it to care. So, but if you have kids and live in Barbados, might go check for it. Not this year, next year unfortunately. But on the actual day, it'd be a lot of going to church. You know, people will come out almost like Christmas in their Easter best. But afterwards, there's always some sort of relaxation. I remember it as picnics. Lots of picnics. If you want to see crowded beaches in Barbados, you don't go during the summer. You go during Easter. Because everyone will lovely take their family out. I remember lots of picnics around that time. And of course, the kite flying. Now, the kids weren't flying their kites just to be obnoxious. It used to come down to this big old kite flying celebration at the Garrison Savannah. And you know, different competitions there like that. I remember from childhood, because I have the image imprinted in my brain, of them trying to fly this biggest kite that they were trying to make. They had to get a van. If you're from Barbados, you know, like, you might remember the image of a Suzuki van to try and pull this kite and get in the air. I can't remember if they even got it airborne or how long it was, but that was one of the highlights. Going on picnics, getting your kites to go somewhere. Yeah, some dad used to carry some picnics, and I remember I got this really cool kite, but then it got lost to the St. Lucie winds.
Aww.
Goodbye. Yeah, from Barbados, you know how strong the winds are when they come off of the Atlantic instead of the Caribbean Sea. So, yeah, many a lost kite has, you know, visited another country that way or got eaten by sharks. I don't know. Wait, I almost forgot about the food. Of course, being an island, the main course is, of course, some fish. Well, actually, that's for Good Friday. There's more fish on Good Friday, etc. like that. But Easter Sunday, I think the people are able to put out their lambs and their turkeys and their chicken now. Stuff that doesn't interest me as a vegetarian. My favourite part was Good Friday because, you know, I got to eat more fish than usual. Usually you have some fish, but this was like a whole lot of fish. What people would do is you go down to Oystins, and you know, that's a big fish market, so you get all your fresh fish, etc. like that. So that just used to be on the menu. Lots of fish. I had a weekend of eating fish. Me and my fish loving self were pretty happy about that. There's also hot cross buns. Never really ate much of these. Another picture will appear right that, yeah, my sister just took her first time baking them this year. I don't know first time, but yeah, thought those looked delicious. You just kind of cut those things open, put it with some nice cheese. Yeah, wish I had some now, but yeah. That's the unfortunate thing about being an expat. You need to like get stuff, you know, shipped to you. Yeah.
We'll learn how to make it ourselves.
Or that. One of them is apparently easier to do. I'll have to not be lazy and give it a try. What about Austria? Because you talk about all this food, there's got to be more than eggs, right?
Yes, I'm hungry just thinking about it. So usually it's a lot of meat, a lot of hen type things. So you have your meat, you have your eggs, lots of protein, you have some bread to go with that, then you have like horseradish to put on the meat, but you might have different variations of potatoes because potatoes are always great. And of course you have desserts. So one dessert that's particularly popular, that's kind of from the south of Austria, from Carinthia, is Rendling, which is like a kind of like a cake, but you eat it with the meat, which is usually unusual in Austria. We usually don't mix the more savoury with the sweeter stuff. And it seemed a bit strange to me at first, but it tastes really good. Oh, I want to eat some now.
So I hope that you enjoyed that little spread of information and joy about Easter and how we would have celebrated it. I hope everyone did enjoy their Easter holidays and that, you know, you did get to stay inside or safely walk about Yeah, there was sun for one fleeting day, and then Irish weather turned back to its usual self.
So let us know in the comments what are some weird or fun Easter traditions your family celebrates, or what's your favorite type of Easter foods. And if you like videos like this, you want to know more about Austria, Barbados, Ireland, make sure to subscribe. We do weekly videos, and ring the notification bell so they'll actually show up in your subscription feed.
Yeah, we haven't made videos for quite a bit. She forgot it's twice weekly instead of weekly. Twice weekly, people. More to subscribe and watch. Yeah. And with that, fellow expats, we bid you adieu. Bis später.
Bye!